Hello everyone, my name is Sylvester and I'm going to present my cloud solution proposal. So my cloud solution for CMAX Ventures, and just to start off that the business name is CMAX Ventures, and it has a five number of employers and it's located in Nairobi. It's been in business for 3 years and it's a business consultancy. It has some existing technologies which are like computers, printers, and it uses some Gmails to communicate. The company is seeking to grow and flow with the growing technology, and thus to involve the cloud computing, which is the great technology that is being used right now. So, deployment model that I worked through and suggested for the CMAX Ventures is hybrid cloud. So, CMAX Ventures would use the private cloud for sensitive data and public cloud services like Google Workplace, AWS, Microsoft Azure for collaboration and scalability. And this provides cost efficiency, flexibility, and secure data protection. And the service model that I suggested for them was combination of software as a service and infrastructure as a service. So software as a service such as Microsoft 365 and Google Workplace enables productivity, collaboration, and communication. Infrastructure as a service such as AWS or Azure provide scalable infrastructure for data storage, client portals, and hosting solutions. This combination reduces IT costs. And I'm sure them deciding to go into cloud, then they also want to save costs. So the design for the business is that we use the hybrid cloud architecture that combines public service for collaboration and a secure private layer for sensitive clients and financial records. And for day-to-day productivity, we run on software service platforms such as Google Workplace or Microsoft 365 for emails, file storage, collaboration, and virtual meetings, such as. So this is how it's going to work. Their office, and then the drive on the internet, other applications that you can be using. Then they'll have a router in their office which connects to the internet. They use private VPN to access their private. Then they'll have switch that connects to the computers they have in the in the in the building. Then we'll have DNS that is used to provide to convert the web pages names, the domain names. So for the network and storage, they use the Netcom, which are the internet providers they have. They have a cable and a wireless one, which is a little bit low on the speed, 25 up download and 35 up upload. They only have one internet provider. So some of the options are provided for them when it comes to when the internet goes down. They will switch to secondary internet backup internet connection, which is something they have to work on and bring it up. They can also use mobile hotspot, which is not much reliable when you have a lot of devices that needs to connect onto it. For critical client meetings, temporarily relocate to a co-working space or location with stable internet. Cloud data apps, Google Workspace remain available from anywhere once internet is restored. So it's something they need to consider. They can also use the VPN, which is used to connect to a remote or private network from different locations and ensuring security. So some of the files they have stored is the business documents, contract proposal, financial reports, and training content presentations, client data research, consultancy deliverable, and confidential project files, marketing materials, graphic logos, and brand files. And they have achieved some of the data, which is an old client files, historic training materials. The business is going to connect through internet service provider broadband with router firewall, and should also be able to back up through mobile data and hotspot for their internet. So CMAX Ventures will register a domain that will help them be able to access the internet or be able to deploy their softwares online or their websites. They will also use use hosted Google Workspaces for emails and website portals hosted on Azure. So Google Drive, they will store in Google Drive, which is online for collaboration. Azure Blob Storage, Azure Managed Disks, and AWS 3 Glacier, which is a cold storage for archived documents. So content delivery network, the importance of this benefits faster content delivery to clients across regions. They will have to reduce latency and improved performance, extra protection for the company website. So this is the updated infrastructure. They'll have an office where there's laptops, smartphones. Then they'll have a network layer where routers and firewalls back up internet, mobile hotspots. And from there, they will have to have cloud and security, VPN, servers, and public cloud as services, and also backup layers. So the DNS layer also, which is ensuring there's direct traffic. Diagram of the framework, we have directors, employees, and shareholders, which both are in shareholders. So assessing the cloud needs, we have the baseline is the business requirements, looking at the need of the business from the IT sector. Current infrastructure assessment, something we look at, cost consideration with something we look at, and compliance and security needs. We have performance and accessibility. Feasibility is technical feasibility. Those are types of feasibilities. That the company has the right infrastructure. Is the solution affordable and cost effective? That's economical. Will the solution fit the daily operation and improve efficiency? That's operational. Does the solution meet data protection laws? That's legal compliance feasibility. And can the project be implemented in a reasonable time frame? That is scheduled feasibility. And looking at the gap, it's at the current state where we are, and then we look at desired state, and then gap identified is exactly the things that needs to be done. And the gap that identified was the data security, collaboration gap, and backup, and then professionalism gap, and then scalability gap. Recommendation was to adopt Microsoft 365, use Azure as infrastructure as a service, and then you have to implement dual internet service providers, train employees on using cloud service securely, and enable scalable cloud architect. So this is I was able to fill this to demonstrate the need and the priority of those gaps that have been identified. So to engage cloud vendors, we have to look at the capital and operating expenditures needed, comparing buying physical servers to host business application than using the online ones. Looking at the payment methods, which is monthly subscription fees or internet as service provider bills for primary and backup connectivity. And we looked at the vendors that can be used for CMAX Ventures. We have Microsoft Azure, which has a strong integration in Microsoft 365. We have Amazon Service, which is scalable. And we have Google, so there's more. So we have variables and the fixed costs, fixed services, predictable and always needed. These should be a budget as stable, recurring cost every month. Primary internet service provider, and then the business subscriptions that will be online. Variable, those that change, you have cloud storage, cloud computing, and backups and disaster recovery. License model, they can use as pay as you go, or they can subscription based licensing. Evaluation, we evaluated some of them, the strengths of Microsoft Azure, strengths of Amazon Web Service, which is largest cloud ecosystem, very scalable, When we looked at Google Cloud Platform's strengths, strong in data analytics, weaknesses, smaller. Then we looked at services legal agreement. We have Microsoft uptime guarantees. And comparing the three, you can easily be able to choose. And also the migration process principles on how it's going to be migrated. Either we are going to use assessment and planning, then prioritize the security, and then phase migration. Then you test the validation, and then you continue the business training and adoption, and then optimize and post migration. So to manage and technical operations and development of an operations provision of infrastructure as a code and template instead of buying and manually setting up servers. CMAX vendors can use infrastructure as a code like Azure Resource Management templates or AWS Cloud Formation. So financial planning, since the infrastructure company, they can look at the resource tagging types and quantity of the services they want and infrastructure they need to be able to perform the task. Compliance, we have data sovereignty. Data sovereignty affects a business by controlling where its data is stored and which country laws applies to it. They have to consider regulatory concerns. How is FIDRAM used by ACRNG? Cloud providers use when they want to work with the US government. It gives them a checklist of security standards. Industry-based requirements, they have to look at their own requirements in the company. They have to go to international, look at the international, look at the certifications that needs, depending on where they want to work, availability, integrity, and confidentiality of data. And some of the content and security concerns the cloud. For CMAX vendors, the biggest worry is the cloud are things like hackers stealing data, system going down because of attacks, employment misusing their access, and not following laws like Kenya Data Protection Act. Security measures to be taken and concepts that some key ideas are list privileges, defense in depth, shared responsibility. And risks, there are many risks. And now to mitigate is to regular backup, security awareness training, strong passwords, and multi-factor authentication, data encryption, then using different internet service providers to avoid redundancy. Documentation is important also, and vendor lock-ins are some of the governance and risks that might be incurred. They have to use access control lists, three basic rights. You have read, you have to view the data on the right, change or add on the data, execute, run, or use the program. So that was the proposal for CMAX Ventures. And thank you so much.